All right, coming up next, so that you know that we have gender equality. Joining the amiable ladies on stage is no other person than Mr. Olalekan Wasiudeen. Olalekan Wasiudeen is a seasoned ICT professional and entrepreneur with deep experience in networking engineering, infrastructural development, and technology innovation. With a background in electronic engineering and advanced training in psychology, he has contributed significantly to Nigerians' early ICT growth through strategic technical projects and system development roles. He is known for his pioneering involvement in ICT infrastructure development for major institutions and later expanded his influence into entrepreneurship and media. He is the founder of Libra Multimedia Limited, under which he runs Libra TV and Production Studio, reflecting a unique blend of technology experts and creative enterprise. Where are my YouTube lovers? Libra TV, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Olalekan Wasiudeen.
Olalekan! Ìjẹ́bú lérí ọmọ ẹ̀rẹ́ ni wà lé bàbá tó bí ọlọ́mọ wọn ò rẹ́kún wọn bó sàárì ìbálòpọ̀ mẹ́kún wọn bó rẹ́mọ. Bówù jẹ̀bú àwọn ní ẹni wíníwíní, bówù jẹ̀bú àwọn ní ẹni wíníwíní. Bówù jẹ̀bú àwọn ní ẹ̀tọ́ kù wọ́n pẹ́ lágẹ̀mọ́ lé bàbá tó bí ọlọ́mọ lẹ́ ọmọdún ọmọdún mọ́sùn pẹ̀lú ìyẹjẹ mẹ́fà ní sùúrù jẹ̀bú. Lẹ́yìn jíjẹ èjìdá ìjẹ nílé bàbá rẹ̀ ni Ọlálékan.
All right, the last person joining us on this beautiful panel. When growing up, when we hear adverts of movies and the end parts, you hear corporate picture. Aigbe, Joining this beautiful panel is no other person than Alhaji Abdulrazak Abdullahi. Alhaji Abdulrazak Abdullahi is a leading entertainment marketer with over 3 decades in the film making industry. Over the years, corporate picture brand has continued to churn out great content and a great force in the movie industry. He is a famous film marketing and distribution outfits. Ladies and gentlemen, if your hands are not too busy, join me as I bring on stage Alhaji Abdulrazak Abdullahi, CEO.
With the quality of people on this panel, I think that when you look at the beauty, the handsomeness, the prestige on this panel, it's just labor.
Not 4 of us.
Oh, 4 of you together on the same project?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, great. Okay, so in 1 minute, I want you to first, as we enter this session, describe your SCAR2SHINE journey. What's your SCAR moment? Because while the other panels were going on, there is one carcass at the back there that kept saying, all these stories are not SCAR enough. Some people think that if you've not suffered to a certain point, you don't have a SCAR story. So tell us, what was your SCAR moment at the start of your journey in the industry? Let's start from Mrs. Aigbe.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Mic check. Thank you for inviting me and thank you for putting this together. Can we give him a round of applause, please? Thank you very much. So, SCAR2SHINE. When you think about it, SCAR2SHINE. Honestly, if you ask me, I'll say that the theme of today's event is very powerful. Because the SCAR that challenges us the most actually eventually becomes what shapes us. Most times, the scars that we're trying to hide becomes our strength, becomes our growth, and even our purpose. I have so many stories to share with you guys, because obviously to shine is not easy. There will be a lot of hurdles. There will be a lot of challenges. Trust me. You're looking at Mercy all dressed up, all beautiful, look, here with you. But to God be the glory. To God be the glory. It wasn't easy at the beginning. I have lots of stories to share. But I'm just going to share one because of time constraints. Okay, so the creative industry is very beautiful, but also very demanding. I would share this story. I think I've mentioned it once or twice, but I'm just going to share it for the benefit of you all that are here, so that we can learn. I mean, this platform is for us to learn, relearn, teach, and encourage each other, and motivate each other. So, several years ago, I was on a set of a movie titled Aigbe. I don't know if any one of you got to see that film, produced by Wemimo Olupo. Did anybody watch Aigbe? So it's a film that had myself and Femi Branch wear the same lace, and there was so when we were filming, one of my colleagues was in a hurry. He was like, Shike, I have to go. He wanted to go to another set. And then I said, Uncle Yomi, it was Uncle Yomi Fashion. So I was like, Uncle Yomi, Bolelo. He said, he has to get to another set. He has to leave. I said, which set are you going? And then he mentioned the title of the film. And I was like, I'm supposed to be in that film now. The production manager called me. The producer called me. And they even told me the role I was going to play. They sent me a script. But nobody got back to me. I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I picked up my phone and called the producer, who happened to be my friend. I was like, Bawoni, what's up now? Kilo Shele. Where I'm filming, Uncle Yomi is saying he's coming to your set. Have you guys started filming? Oh, I don't jump. Let me reverse. So when I called her and she picked the phone, I was like, hi babe, what's up? This is Mercy. The first thing she said is, who is Mercy? Tani Mercy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So okay, it's Mercy now. And she was like, I don't have time. You better introduce yourself properly, or else I'm going to cut the phone. Oh, which one, John? Mercy. Oh, Mercy Aigbe. She was like, really? And then the only Mercy that I know is Mercy Johnson, as an actress and all that. I should have said Mercy Aigbe. She said, yes, what do you want? I said, Shan Johnny, Uncle Yomi said he's coming to your set. And then I know you called me for this job. Your production manager called me, and then there was no follow-up call. What's up? And then she asked me, she said, where are you? I said, I'm on set in Ibadan, I'm filming. She said, oh, what about permission, Koto law? I'm like, permission, I don't understand. She said, well, if you want me to be calling you for my jobs, you have to be getting permission from me before you go to set. I'm like, sure, okay, really? I mean, I did 4 years of my life. I dedicated it to this craft. And then I have to be taking permission. She said, well, there's a form, you have to get the form. Yada, yada, yada. She was just saying a lot of things. You have to get the form, and then you fill it, and then henceforth, once you're under me, under my guidance, you can't go anywhere. I have to tell you who to work with, who not to work with, what to do, what. Don't miss out the fact that I said that this person is my friend, though. So you can only imagine how I felt, or how I was feeling listening to her say that. And then the next thing she said, anyway, if you cannot do all that, Ojo telefo life arakora. Can you translate that in English?
The sky is big enough for all birds to fly.
The sky is big enough for birds to fly without touching each other. That's a direct translation. So, Cherry Caterpillar and Lenny, it wasn't funny because I was just up and coming. I just came into the industry. I felt so bad. I cried. So your scars are going to come with disappointments, let down. People are going to disappoint you, misunderstand you. I cried. I was like, this person is my friend. If my friend cannot help me in the industry, then what else?
The person still your friend.
Somehow. So, I cried. I felt so bad. I felt let down. I was discouraged. I was demoralized. But I found courage. And that's one thing that you need to be successful in this industry. Courage. So I found that courage. And I kept going. I was like, hey, okay, no problem. I'll keep going. So there's a need for you to believe in yourself. Believe in your journey. It's very important. I believed so much in myself. I kept going. It wasn't easy. Like I said, I have a lot of stories. I'm just sharing this. I kept going. I was going for auditions. I was giving my best. That same person we met on set several times after that encounter, and we're not talking for like 3 years. We didn't talk. But I kept going. If I get 2 things, I'll play those 2 things as if my life depended on it. You know why? Because I believe that somebody somewhere, a producer, a filmmaker would watch just that scene. You know how people check into the hotel and African Magic comes on, and only the person singing and wow, this girl gave a performance. And lo and behold, 4 years later, green, my phone rang. And guess who called me? My friend called me. That person. She was like, hello, Messi Baroni. I said, hello, Talo Soro. I was like, Talo Soro. And she said she was okay. She was not okay. Would you please properly introduce yourself? Else I'm gonna cut the phone. And she was like, what's my pin to do? Don't forget, almost 4 years after. And then she called me for a job. To God be the glory. She called me for a job. And I was at that point, I was very emotional and I felt very proud of myself. I was like, okay, so you can actually call me for a job without me getting permission from you, without me being under your tutelage. And then she said, she has to fast forward, she has called me for more than 3-4 jobs. But because I'm a very forgiving person, I tried to focus on the positive side. I went to do the job. And when I got there, I gave my A game. You know when you're going to the work front, I'm like, I'll do Mama kill Roy. Then you go, Mama, So that's what I did. So I'm just sharing this story because you have to keep keeping at it. It's very important. And then don't compare your journey with anybody else's journey. When people are winning, applaud them. Because your time will come. Most definitely, your time will come. And then, look, there's so many things. I don't even want to delve into a lot of stories that I have experienced, my scars in the industry. Because and then growth, see, I want to round up. Growth is very important. You have to keep learning. You have to keep evolving. You have to keep reinventing yourself. Am I communicating? You have to keep adding value to you. It is very important. And before I go, I want to quickly use this analogy. Growth, I said, is not pretty. It's not like taking a seed and you bury the seed. What happens to the seed? It dies. For it to blossom, it's going to die. So it means that it will go through, it's a journey, it's a process. It will shed its skin, it will die, and then what happens? It sprouts and becomes beautiful and it blossoms. So if you keep keeping at it, trust me, you will shine through your scar. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much. You have given us a lot to think about. But before we go on, I want to talk to Dr. Wasidi. There's so much now. For today,
really, for me, it's nothing because the purpose, like she said, you have to check your purpose. My purpose is not to come and sell my face. I'm not an actor. They are actors, they're celebrities. I'm not supposed to be a celebrity. I'm supposed to come and build a brand. And that brand is my focus. And I have to push everything that I have into building that brand. And so if I walk into a place, I'm not looking to be a celebrity. I enjoy the life behind the scene. And I love the fact that the brand that we have created at Libra has gone beyond us. I mean, a friend called me from UK in our early days. This was around 2019. That she was at a restaurant and people were talking about my brand, and they said that that brand, that the owner actually resides in London, and the person in Nigeria, not even in Lagos, in Ibadan now, because you know the whole of it started in Ibadan and still in Ibadan, so that the person in Ibadan is just holding forth for the owner in UK. So my friend just called me to tease me that Ogbeni Baolube still in UK. I just told her, I said, if they said I'm there, that's where I am. I want the brand to be everywhere. I want the brand to do exactly what I wanted to do. Because for me, if you heard my citation, it was all about networking and ICT, and that's my background. But for me, the movement started sometimes in 2011. Before 2011, I had zero knowledge of media. Zero knowledge. I had nothing about film. I don't have any background at all. And I don't have any structured training till today about the whole of this. So, you know, I was just in my sitting room. I was watching African Magic. Just like you said, you watch one scene and it becomes a new story. It becomes a complete story. So that was it for me. I watched a particular scene, and it was a visual effect scene on African Magic, and I was annoyed. I was completely annoyed that, okay, television started in Nigeria in 1959 in Ibadan. The first television station in Africa started in Nigeria in Ibadan. And in 2011, this is what we are broadcasting to the world via cable. And I was annoyed. And for me, you know, I used to have a lot of introspections. And after being annoyed for a while, I asked myself, what have you done? It's very easy to condemn what people have done. I mean, it's very easy to sit down and say, on Shekini Dada, if it were Africa, if it were American movie, it would have been this, it would have been. What have you done? I asked myself that question. What have you done? What can you contribute? And then I told myself that I'm going to this industry and I'm going to contribute something. So, and what I want to contribute is to add value to what people there has been doing. People that are there presently, as at that time, had done something. That's why I could see something on TV. So if you have any value to add, don't just sit there and complain. Go in there and add value. So value adding is what brought me here. It's not to come and sell my face. So I don't lose focus of the fact that, okay, I want to be known, I want to be seen. I think I enjoy my private moment, but I love the fact that when people talk about my